Dear students of class 6th from Government Girls Upper Primary School, BATAGUND, Zone Mahavar. Today, on dated 22nd of August 2020, that is Saturday, our topic in subject maths is equivalent fractions. Dear guys, yesterday we learned about fractions, what are fractions, what are proper fractions, what are improper fractions, and what are mixed fractions. We learned that a fraction in which the denominator is smaller than the numerator is smaller than the denominator, it is called a proper fraction. If the numerator is greater than the denominator, it is called an improper fraction. And if there is a whole and a part, then we call it a mixed fraction. When the numerator is smaller than denominator, it is called a proper fraction. When the numerator is greater than the denominator, it is called the improper fraction. When there is whole as well as a part, then it is called a mixed fraction. We have also learned how this improper fraction can be changed into mixed fraction, or a mixed fraction changed into improper fraction. If we have an improper fraction and we have to change it into mixed fraction, we divide the numerator by the denominator. And if we have to change the mixed fraction into the proper fraction, we multiply the denominator with the whole and then add this numerator to it, and the whole result is then divided by the denominator. Now let us try to learn what is an equivalent fraction. Dear guys, suppose you have two apples of same size. One of it you will give to your friend. You cut your apple into two parts and ate one of suppose this colored part you have eaten, and your friend cut his apple into four equal parts, and he will eat two of the four equal parts out of these four equal parts. If you represent this situation here picked by pictorial, then this is your apple. You have cut your apple into two equal parts and eaten this colored part. Your friend has cut his apple into four equal parts and eaten these two colored parts. If you represent these as fractions, you can represent your sayings by 1/2. That means you have cut the apple into two parts and eaten one part, and your friend will represent his eatings by 2/4. That means he has eaten two parts out of four equal parts. Who have eaten more? Have you eaten more, or your friend, or have you eaten the same portion? If you put these pictorial representations one upon another, you will see that the 1/2 will be equal to the 2/4. That means both of you have eaten the same part, because this 1/2 will be covered by this 2/4 of this apple. That means the 1/2 and 2/4, they are equal to each other, because these two shaded portions, when they are placed one over another, these shaded portions will cover each other completely. This says that 1/2 is as 2/4. Such fractions which represent the same part, they are called the equivalent fractions. Dear guys, take another example here. Let us take here another example. We have three same holes of same size. divide one whole into two equal parts and color the one part. Divide the second whole into four equal parts and color the two parts, and divide the third whole into first two equal parts, then into six equal parts, and divide this into six equal parts and color the three parts. Represent these parts by the fractions. You can represent it as 1 by 2, that means one part shaded out of 2. It can be represented 2 by 4, that means two parts shaded out of 4 equal parts. This shows 3 by 6 because 3 parts colored out of 6 equal parts. This means this is 1 by 2, this is 2 by 4, this is 3 by 6. Now if you place these holes one upon another, you will observe that the colored portions will cover each other. As this colored portion, it is of the same size as this colored portion, it is of the same size as this colored portion. This shows that 1 by 2 is as much as 2 by 4. 2 by 4 is as much as 3 by 6, or we can say 1 by 2 is as much as 3 by 6 because these parts they represent the same part. These fractions they represent the same part. Such fractions 1 by 2, 2 by 4 or 3 by 6, such fractions which represent the same part are called the equivalent fractions. I have written here, if we place pictorial representation of these over one another, of these three holes, if we place these three holes one upon another, they are found to be equal. We will see that this colored portion of all the threes will be of equal size. These fractions are called the equivalent fractions because they represent the same part of a whole. Now try yourself here. Another example. Draw the pictorial representation of 1 by 5 and 2 by 10. Take two same holes and divide one whole into 5 equal parts and color the one part. Now take the another whole of same size and divide that into 10 equal parts and color the two parts. And now try to say whether these fractions are equal or not. We can draw these pictures on some translucent paper and then place them upon one another. You will be able to say whether these 1 by 2 and 2 by 10 are same equivalent fractions or not. Now dear guys, try these also. Are 1 by 3 and 2 by 7 equivalent fractions? Here we have two fractions again. We have to say, is 1 by 3 and 2 by 7 equivalent fractions? Here I have done it for you. Two holes, took two holes of same size. One hole of this and one another this. According to this 1 by 3, divide one hole into 3 equal parts and color one part. 1 by 3 means we have to divide the whole into 3 equal parts and then color the one part. Now the another hole of the same size as this, what we have to represent 2 by 7. That means we have to divide this whole first into 7 equal parts and then color 2 parts out of this. Now put these pictorial representations upon one another and say whether these 1 by 3 and 2 by 7 are same or not, or equivalent or not. Obviously when you see in this picture, this 2 by 7 and 1 by 3 are not, because 1 by 3 is greater than the 2 by 7. 2 by 7 is a smaller portion, while as the 1 by 3 is a greater portion, or we can say 1 by 3 is greater than 2 by 7. 1 by 3 and 2 by 7, they do not represent the same part of the whole, so they are not the equivalent fractions. Now dear guys, here we have another example is 4 equivalent wholes. 4 equivalent wholes. First whole divided into 8 parts. Second whole divided into 12 equal parts. First into 8 equal parts. Second into 12 equal parts. Third one into 16 equal parts, and fourth one into 20 equal parts. The whole are the size of the all the 4 whole, they are same, but the parts in which they are divided are different. Now out of these 8 equal parts, color the 6. Out of these 12 equal parts, color the 9 parts. Out of these 16 equal parts, color the 12 parts. And out of these 20 parts, color the 15 parts. And write down the fractions now for these pictures. Here it means it is 6 out of 8. 6 parts colored out of 8 equal parts, that is 6 by 8. Here it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of total 12. That is 9 by 12. Here it is 3, 3, 6, 3, 9, 3, 12. 12 out of total 16. That is 12 by 16. These are 3, 3, 6, 3, 9, 3, 12, 3, 15. Colored out of total 20. If we place these pictorial representations of these wholes one upon another, we will see that the shaded portion of all the 4 wholes will be of the same size. They will cover completely each other. That means as the portion is colored in this picture, so much is the portion colored in this picture also, and same portion same size portion is colored in this picture, and the same colored portion is also colored in this picture. Same size of this colored is as that is in this, and this or this. So we can say that 6 by 8 is as much as 9 by 12, is as much as 12 by 16, is as much as 15 by 20. They represent the same portion. They represent the same fraction, or we can say they represent the same part of a whole. Such fractions which represent the same part of a whole, they are called the equivalent fractions. We can say now 6 by 8, 15 by 12, they are equal fractions. 9 by 12, 12 by 16, they are equal fractions. Any of these 4, they are equal fractions. Inshallah, tomorrow we will learn about unequal fractions, or the fractions which are not equal. Hope you have followed me. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.